Hello, dear students. So today we'll be discussing about the NEET cumulative test part 5 that we have that you have all already solved it. So I have already solved 31 questions. So I'll be solving that 31 questions at the end of the session. So we'll begin from the 32nd question. So in peritoneal dialysis, the blood is removed from the body and a natural filter is used. The blood is not removed from the body and a natural filter is used. The blood is not removed from the body and an artificial filter is used. So the blood is removed from the body and an artificial filter is used. So B is the correct answer. In peritoneal dialysis, the blood is not removed from the body and a natural filter is used. So B is the correct one for the 32nd question. 33rd, what will happen if one kidney is removed from the body of a human being? So, death due to poisoning, uremia, and death stoppage of urination, the person will survive. The person will survive is the right answer. 34th, renal calculi refers to the condition in which tumor is present in renal pelvis, stone is formed in kidney, infection occurs in the pelvis region, urea accumulates in the blood. So the kidney stones or the calcium oxalate stones are formed in the kidney. So renal calculi refers to the condition in which stone is formed in the kidney. So the 34th B is the answer. So which one of the following is not normally excreted in urine? So uric acid, hemoglobin, ketone bodies, hippuric acid. So which of the following is not normally excreted in urine? So 34th, uh, 35th, the answer is B. So hemoglobin is not normally excreted in urine. So the 35th B is the answer. Uremia is an excretory disorder in which the tubules of kidney reabsorb urea in large amount. Urea is produced in excess in body. The concentration of urea goes high in blood because the tubules are not able to remove it from the bed. From the blood, none of these. So the right answer is so the 36th, the right answer is C. So concentration of urea goes high in the blood because the renal tubules are not able to remove it from the body. So uremia implies excess of urea in the blood. Kidney stones are crystals of calcium oxalate. It's very easy question. So kidney stones are crystal of sodium chloride, crystals of silica, crystals of calcium oxalate, crystals of potassium chloride. So the answer is crystals of calcium oxalate. 38, glycosuria is the condition where a man eats more sugar, sugar is excreted in feces, has low sugar level in blood, excretes sugar in urine. So glycosuria is a condition where a man excretes sugar in urine. So presence of RBCs in urine is called as, so the presence of RBCs in urine is called as hematuria. So the right answer for 39th is hematuria. Diuresis is a condition characterized by increase in urine volume, decrease in urine volume, increased glucose excretion, decrease in electrolyte. So increase in urine volume is the right answer. Diuresis is a condition where there is an increase in urine volume. Match the column 1 with column 2 and select the correct option given below. Uremia. So uremia is, so the accumulation of urea in blood. A is 4. So there is only one option, that is B. So ketonuria, ketone bodies in urine, that is the first one. So A is 4, B is 1, C glycosuria, glucose in urine, C3, D blood dialyzer is also called as artificial kidney. So the B is the right answer. So where 4132 is the choice of this column 2. So uremia is accumulation of urea in blood, ketonuria, ketone bodies in urine, glycosuria, glucose in urine. Blood dialyzer is called as artificial kidney. 42nd one. Which of the following is correct with reference to hemodialysis? So they absorb and resend excess of ion. The dialysis unit has a coiled cellophane tube. So blood is pumped back through a suitable artery from hemodialysis. Nitrogenous wastes are removed by active transport. So out of these four options, which one is the right option? So the dialysis unit has a coiled cellophane tube is the correct reference in terms of hemodialysis. Okay, the dialysis unit has a coiled cellophane tube. So match the following: diabetes mellitus, so kidney stones, bloodinuria, hyperglycemia. So hyperglycemia is the answer. A3. So A3. Renal calculi, kidney stones, B1. A3, B1. Then there is glomerulonephritis. So that is uh, albuminuria, glomerulonephritis. So C4. So the right answer is B, where they have the right choice of 3, 1, 4, 2. Hematuria is blood and urine. So 3142, this choice, hematuria is blood in urine. So you know that these are the correct combinations. So B gives the right combination of this 3142. So this is the correct combination in B. 44th, identify the correctly matched pair. Uremia, excessive amount of urea. Hyperglycemia, excessive glucose in blood. Absence of factor 8, hemophilia. X-linked disorder, so glycosuria. So identify the correctly matched pair. Okay, so uremia, excess amount of urea, hyperglycemia, excess glucose in blood, absence of factor 8, hemophilia, X-linked disorder, glycosuria. So identify the correctly matched pair. So here they have given different choices. A 1 and 2 are correct. A 2 and 4 are correct. C 1 and 3 are correct. D 1, 2, and 3 are correct. So the right answer for 44th question is D. So 1, 2, and 3 are correct. So only this is the incorrectly matched pair. The correctly matched pair is 1, 2, and 3. Which one of the following statements is false? So presence of glucose in urine, glycosuria. Presence of excess urea in blood is uremia. Presence of albumin in urine is albuminuria. Presence of sugar in urine is ketonuria. So which of the following statements is false? So the 45th, the correct answer is D is the false statement. So presence of keto sugar in urine is not called as ketonuria. Okay. So genetically modified food can be harmful. So 46 question, because it can cause allergies and toxicity, incorporation of antibiotic resistance in human beings, disturbance in metabolism due to enzyme for antibiotic resistance, all of the above. So the 46th question, genetically modified food can be harmful because of incorporation of antibiotic resistance in human beings. The protein of alpha 1 antitrypsin is used to treat which of the following disease? So it is, the answer is emphysema. The protein alpha 1 antitrypsin is used to treat emphysema. Read the following four statements A today about certain mistakes in two of them. The first transgenic buffalo, Rossi, produced milk uh, which was human alpha lactalbumin enriched. So it was not buffalo, it was transgenic cow. So here A is wrong statement, the first statement which is wrong. So restriction enzymes are used in isolation of DNA from other macromolecules. Downstream processing is one of the steps of rDNA technology. Disarmed pathogens are also used in transfer of rDNA into the host. So A and B are the two statements with mistakes. So restriction enzymes are used in isolation of DNA from other macromolecules. So these are the two statements which are wrong. So 48, the right answer is D. So A and B statements are wrong. So this is the right answer. A and B statements are wrong. Maximum number of existing transgenic animals is of mice. Nearly 95% of transgenic animals are mice. The first transgenic cow is Rosie. The first transgenic sheep is Dolly. So the first transgenic cow is Rosie. The transgenic animals are those which have foreign RNA in all its cells, foreign DNA in some of its cells, foreign DNA in all of its cells. So C is the right answer. So the 51st, the right answer is C. 52nd, read the assertion and reason carefully to mark the correct option in question. The assertion is transgenic mice are being developed for use in testing the safety of vaccines. Reason, if successful and found reliable, they could replace the use of monkeys to test the safety of batches of this vaccine. So the 52nd, B is the right answer. Both assertion and reason are true, but reason is not the correct explanation of the assertion. Both the statements are true, but it is not the reason is not the correct explanation of assertion. So B is the right answer, 52nd. 53rd, biopatents are awarded for strains of microorganisms, new drugs, cell lines, all of these. So 53rd is all of these. 53rd is D, all of this. In the following question, a statement of assertion A is followed by statement of reason. Assertion, most commonly used transgenic animals are mice. Reason, transgenic monkey Andy has gene for alpha 1 antitrypsin. So here, so C, assertion is true statement and reason is false. So reason statement is false. Assertion is the true statement. So transgenic monkey Andy has gene for a alpha 1 antitrypsin is a wrong statement. So it is neither a reason and it is also a wrong statement. So which is not a transgenic plant? Soya bean, the maize, golden yellow, golden rice, cucumber. So cucumber is not a transgenic plant. So 55th, cucumber is not a transgenic plant. So use of bioresources by multinational companies and other organizations without proper authorization from the countries and people concerned with compensatory payment is termed as biopiracy. So this answer is biopiracy, 56th. 57th, an ecosystem resists change because it is in a state of imbalance, homeostasis, shortage of components, deficiency of light. See, an ecosystem resists change because it is in a state of homeostasis, that is, there's a natural balance. So 57th, B is the answer. 58th, so phytoplanktons are found in which of the following zones? Limnatic zone, profundal zone, littoral zone. The answer is, so phytoplanktons are found in the littoral zones. Which one of the following is not a functional unit of ecosystem? So energy flow, decomposition, productivity, they're all functional unit of ecosystem. Stratification is not a functional unit of ecosystem. So stratification is not a functional unit of ecosystem. If we completely remove the decomposers from an ecosystem, its function will be adversely affected because energy flow will be blocked, mineral movement will be blocked, herbivores will not receive solar energy, rate of decomposition will be very high. So 60th one, the right answer for it is B. So the mineral movement will be blocked. So the mineral movement, not moment, mineral movement will be blocked. So if you completely remove the decomposers from an ecosystem, its function will be adversely affected because mineral movement, it is MOVE, so typographical error. So it is mineral movement will be blocked if decomposers are removed. A large number of organic compounds can be decomposed by azotobacter, chemolithotrophs, mycoplasma, pseudomonas. The right answer is chemolithotrophs. So 61st, a large number of organic compounds can be decomposed by chemolithotrophs. So B is the answer. 61st, B is the answer. So 62nd, which of the following aquatic ecosystem has very little primary productivity? The answer is river because it is always in a state of flow. So very little primary productivity you can notice in river, whereas the primary productivity in stagnant water or still water is more. Okay, so 62nd, A has very little primary productivity. So 63rd, decomposition takes place in which layer of soil at maximum rate? So decomposition will be maximum at the upper layer of soil. So decomposition will be maximum at the upper layer of soil. 64th, which one of the following processes during decomposition is correctly described? So catabolism is the last step in the decomposition under fully anaerobic condition. So leaching, so which one of the following process is completely correctly described? So that is what is the question for 64th. So leaching water soluble inorganic nutrients rise to the top layer of soil. Fragmentation carried out by organisms such as earthworms. So this is correctly described. Fragmentation is carried out by organisms such as earthworm. Humidification leads to the accumulation of dark colored substance, humus, which undergoes microbial action at a very fast rate. So three sentences are wrong. So only one is correctly described, that is fragmentation is carried out by organisms such as earthworms. So 64th, C is the answer. The important steps in the process of decomposition are fragmentation and mineralization. So 65th, A is the important steps, that is fragmentation and mineralization are the important steps in the process of decomposition. So 65th is A is the answer. Detritus includes dead plant parts, remain of animals, animal excretions, all of these. So the answer is 66th. All of this is the answer. 67th, suppose all bacteria and fungi are destroyed, what will happen? There will be no disease and death, no antibiotics will become available, dead bodies and excretions will pile up, soil will become depleted of all nutrients. So C is the right answer. If all bacteria and fungi are destroyed, dead bodies and excretions will pile up. There is no decomposition. That is what we are talking about. So C is the right answer. So dead bodies and excretions will pile up. Which of the following processes during decomposition is correctly described? So which of this following processes correctly described? So the 68th question. So fragmentation carried out by organisms such as uh, earthworm. Humidification leads to the accumulation of a dark colored substance humus which is resistant to microbial action at a very fast rate. So here So B is the right answer. See which one of the following process during decomposition is correctly described. So here we are not talking about fragmentation as important process. So the which one of the following process during decomposition is correctly described? So leads to the accumulation of dark colored substance humus, which is resistant to microbial activity. The water plants in a pond. So 68 is B. Okay, the water plants in a pond provide to animal food, and so they provide oxygen, not only food, but they also provide oxygen. 69th B is the answer. 70th, the storage of organic matter not used by heterotrophs is termed as the storage of organic matter not used by heterotrophs is termed as. So D is the answer. Secondary production, we call it as. So which is not used during heterotrophs. The term is called as secondary production. Okay. So the next question is, how much of the net primary productivity of a terrestrial ecosystem is eaten and digested by herbivores? How much of the net primary productivity? So the 71st question, the answer is 10%. So 10% of the uh, net primary productivity of terrestrial ecosystem is eaten up by the herbivores. So it is 10%. In an ecosystem, the rate of production of organic matter during photosynthesis is termed as, what is it termed as? Secondary productivity, net productivity, net primary productivity, or is it gross primary productivity? So the 72nd answer is, so it is termed as gross primary productivity. So the rate of production of organic matter during photosynthesis is termed as gross primary productivity. Which of the following ecosystem has the highest gross primary productivity? So obviously it is going to be rainforest. The rate at which light energy is converted into chemical energy of organic molecule in the ecosystem. So what do we call it as? Net secondary productivity, gross primary productivity, net primary productivity, or is it gross secondary productivity? What do you define it as? So the 74th question, the answer is B. So gross primary productivity. So rate of storage of organic matter by heterotrophs is termed as. So rate of storage of organic matter by heterotrophs is termed as net productivity, net primary productivity, gross primary productivity, or is it secondary productivity? So the 75th one, the right answer is the secondary productivity. Scavenging is an interaction between two living individuals of different species in which one organism does not allow other organism to grow or live near it. A relationship between two living individuals of different species in which one is benefited while the other is neither benefit, neither harmed nor benefited except to a negligible extent. So, or is it feeding on flesh of an animal which had died naturally or has been killed by another animal? So, this is the right answer. So, scavenging is a feeding on flesh of an animal which had died naturally or has been killed by another animal. So, that is what is this population interaction called as scavenging. Secondary productivity is the rate of formation of new organic matter by consumers. So we call that as secondary productivity. So which of the following organisms forms the decomposes? So T-rays, bacteria, saprophytic fungi. So both B and C is the right answer. So the bacteria and saprophytic fungi, they are going to form the decomposer. So 78, D is the right answer. 79, the rate at which tissues are formed in producers is the ecosystems at which new tissues are formed in the producers is the ecosystem's net primary productivity. So it is termed as the net primary productivity. DDT, so the 79th, the answer is A, net primary productivity. So the breakdown of, so 88 DDT residues are rapidly passed through food chain using biomagnification because DDT is water soluble. You have to remember that because of that they can enter through the food chain as they are water soluble. The breakdown of detritus into smaller particles by earthworm is a process called as, so is a process called as the 81st B. So it is called as fragmentation. Most animals that live in deep oceanic waters are producers, primary consumers, secondary consumers, detrivores. So animals that live in deep oceanic waters are detrivores. Okay. Humus is a dark colored amorphous organic matter rich in lignin, dark colored organic matter rich in cellulose, both A and B. So red colored amorphous organic matter. So which is the right answer for 83rd question? The right answer is C. So that is both A and B. It is a dark colored amorphous organic matter rich in lignin and as well as organic matter rich in cellulose, both A and B. So both lignin and cellulose is found in this dark colored amorphous or organic matter, which we call it as humus. The organic substances which decompose slowly are chitin, lignin, cellulose, all of these. So 84th, the right answer is D, all of these. Trophic forests, food plants, coral reefs are the examples of average productive ecosystem, high productive ecosystem, less productive ecosystem, low productive ecosystem. So trophic forest, food plants, coral reefs are the examples of. So the 85th B is the right answer. It is high productive ecosystem. Select the formula for ecological efficiency. So the 86th question is formula for ecological efficiency. So B, food energy assimilated by B is the right answer. So energy assimilated divided by food energy ingested into 100. So that is the ecological efficiency formula. So B is the right answer. So food energy assimilated divided by food energy that is ingested multiplied into 100 is called as ecological efficiency. So during the process of decomposition, so what is consumed and what is released. So during the process of decomposition, 87th one, so carbon dioxide is consumed and oxygen is released. Oxygen is consumed and carbon dioxide is released. Decomposition, oxygen is consumed by the decomposers and carbon dioxide is released. So B is the right answer. Which of the following is true in case of pond ecosystem? So pyramid of energy is always upright. Pyramid of high energy is always inverted. So pyramid of biomass is always upright. So none of this. So which of the following is true in case of pond ecosystem? So pyramid of energy is always upright. So more energy is found in the producers, and as it goes along the trophic level, it reduces. So pyramid of energy is always upright in case of pond ecosystem. A food chain consists of producers, consumers, decomposers, all of these. So 89th, all of these is the answer. 90th, in a grazing food chain, carnivores may also be referred to as primary producers, secondary producers, primary consumers, secondary consumers. Okay, so the carnivores can be called as secondary consumers. So 90th, D is the answer. Okay, that completes our complete discussion of this biology paper of NEET uh, weekly test part 5. Okay, there was some confusion regarding the humus part of it, wherein fragmentation carried out by organisms such as earthworm. So there is a spelling mistake here. Humification leads to the accumulation of a dark colored substance, humus, which is resistant to microbial action. Okay, so fragmentation is through the earthworm, that is right. So humification, so it is not in the absence of microorganism, in the presence of oxygen, microbes, and fungi. So they are going to bring about the humification, leads to accumulation of a dark colored substance, humus, which is resistant to microbial action at a very fast rate. So again, I feel that the fragmentation is a correct answer here. Humification, it is not resistant to uh, microbial action at a very fast rate. So again, we have to check the definition of humification. So before we, uh, so let me just check the definition of it. See, humification is the process of formation of dark colored layer of amorphous substance on the soil called humus. It cannot be decomposed easily as it is. So let me just complete it. So it cannot be decomposed easily as it is highly resistant to the action of microbes. The layer of humus is very rich in, so highly resistant to the action of microbes is a correct sentence. Okay. So the initial stage of decomposition, fragmentation breaks down. The breakdown of so those are all fine by detrivores, they have called it as. So in this statement, the second one is right. So this is the right statement. So it is resistant to microbial action at a very fast rate. So B is the right statement. So it is carried out by detrivores. That is what they have given for fragmentation. So let us check out in one more question. It had similar part of it. So undergoes microbial action is a wrong statement, which is resistant to microbial action at a very fast rate. That is the reason here, say resistant is missing, so which undergoes microbial action. So that is the reason this is a wrong statement. And fragmentation carried out by organisms such as earthworm is right. Here the earthworm spelling purposefully, probably they might have given it wrong. So that's the reason this statement is wrong. So the correct statement is this. So leads to the accumulation of dark colored substance humus, which is resistant to microbial action at a very fast rate. So this statement is the right thing. Okay, resistant to microbial action. Okay, with that, we'll wind up with this session. Maybe the first 30 questions I'll just discuss at a faster rate. Okay, so which we have already discussed in the regular class. The characteristic that is shared by urea, uric acid, and ammonia is so they are all nitrogenous waste, and they all need very large amount of water for excretion. They are equally toxic. So the first one, they all need very large amount. So the B, that is A only, is the right one. They are all nitrogenous waste. So you have to read this statement. So the first statement is B. So A only A. They are all nitrogenous waste. All these three are nitrogenous waste. Which of the following groups of animals are uricotelic? Reptiles, birds, land snails, and insects are all uricotelic. So mammals excrete urea. Consider the following statement. Flame cells are excretory structures in flatworms. Green glands are excretory organs in annelid. Columns of Bertini are the conical projections of renal pelvis into renal medulla between the renal pyramid. So here, which of them are correct? So the right answer for the fourth one is second and third are incorrect. So flame cells are excretory structures in flatworms, and second and third are incorrect. Okay. An advantage of excreting nitrogenous waste in the form of uric acid is uric acid can be excreted in almost solid form. So that is the right answer. Fifth one, it can be excreted in almost solid form. The principal nitrogenous excretory compound in human is synthesized in the liver but eliminated mostly through kidneys. In the liver, they undergo ornithine cycle. Urea is produced and they are carried by the blood and they are eliminated in the kidneys. The end product of ornithine cycle is urea. In uricotelic animals, urea is formed by ornithine cycle in the liver. Which one of the following characteristics is common both in human and adult frogs? It is ureotelic mode of excretion. So both of them have urea as a nitrogenous waste. So it is ureotelic mode of excretion is common both in humans and adult frogs. The yellow color of urine is due to urochrome. The function of renin is conversion of angiotensinogen to angiotensin. So it is inactive form to active form. That is what the function of renin is. So juxtaglomerular cells of the kidney secrete renin. So remember, juxtaglomerular cells of the kidney secrete renin. A hormone that acts upon the renal tubule and blood capillaries is vasopressin. Vasopressin is also called as antidiuretic hormone. So urine is concentrated with the help of ADH and aldosterone. So both of these, they are going to help in the concentrated urine. So antidiuretic hormone or vasopressin and aldosterone. So these hormones are going to concentrate the urine. So in the following statement of assertion, antidiuretic hormone controls the amount of water in the urine. ADH determines the collecting duct, permeability of the collecting duct of the to water. So both assertion and reason are true, and reason is the correct explanation of assertion. So 15th one. So reason is the correct explanation of assertion. The function of angiotensin 2 is to enhance the water and sodium reabsorption from renal tubule, stimulation of adrenal medulla to secrete aldosterone, or is it to decrease the heartbeat and dilate arterioles? All of the above. So 16th one, the right answer is A, to enhance the water and sodium reabsorption from renal tubule. That is what is the function of angiotensin 2. Angiotensinogen is a protein produced and secreted by, so it is produced and secreted by liver cells. See, renin is secreted by juxtaglomerular cells. So angiotensinogen is a protein produced and secreted by liver cells. A condition of failure of kidney to form urine is called as anuria. So the condition of failure to form urine, we call it as anuria. A person is undergoing prolonged fasting, his urine will be found to contain abnormal quantities of ketones. Okay, a person who is on a longer hunger strike and is surviving only on water will have less urea in his urine. Okay, a patient who excretes large quantity of sodium in urine as diseased adrenal medulla, adrenal cortex, thymus, or paranoid. So if they are secreting large quantity of sodium in urea, so they have a disease in adrenal cortex. In human, gout is caused by high levels of uric acid, especially the inflammation of the uh, limbs, of the inflammation of the toes of leg, so the joints of leg, by the accumulation of uric acid, and it's a very painful process. So that is called as gout. So in human, gout is caused by high levels of uric acid accumulation in the uh, blood. So what is the ultimate method in the correction of acute renal failure? So kidney transplantation is the only method of correction of acute renal failure. A large quantity of one of the following is removed from our body by lungs. So what is that? So the 24th answer is carbon dioxide. Dialysing unit artificial kidney contains a fluid which is almost same as plasma, except that it has no urea. So 25th C is the answer. 26, which one acts as an artificial kidney in hemodialysis? It is going to be dialyzer. So the one which acts as artificial kidney in hemodialysis is dialyzer. Chemical composition of renal calculi besides uric acid is calcium oxalate. Okay, so that is the chemical composition of kidney stones or renal calculi. Hemodialysis helps the patients having uremia, excess of urea in the blood. Okay, so hemodialysis helps in the patients having uremia. Kidney stone is produced due to crystallization of oxalates. Remember that the calcium oxalates are going to crystallize and they are going to form the kidney stone or renal calculi. In diabetes mellitus, the patient drinks more water as there is urinary loss of glucose. So there is a lot of loss of glucose. So the patient drinks more water. Okay. So diuresis is the condition in which the excretion of volume of urine increases, the excretion of volume of urine decreases, the kidneys fail to excrete urine, water body of the body, balance of the body is disturbed. So 31st A is the correct answer. So with this, we'll wind up with our complete paper discussion. So I have already discussed 32 to 90 questions. That completes our paper discussion of the NEET paper, that is weekly test 5. Thank you all. So have a wonderful academic sessions ahead. Thank you.